Have you ever been triggered? Woo! I know I have. It's not you, it's me. Yeah, it's really you, actually. It's you. What do you mean I don't talk about my feelings? I talk about my feelings all the time. I tell you I'm hungry. I tell you, I like this, I don't like that. I have feelings, they're in there. I don't know, okay? I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I'm fine. Whatever, there you go. Is that good? Is that enough for you? Hello? Are you gonna talk to me? That's it. Nothing. After all of this, after a year of my life, that's it. You're not even gonna say anything. Unfucking real. Hey you guys, it's Brad Swanson, love and communication coach here. And today, we're talking about being triggered. What does it feel like when somebody triggers you? Well, it's very challenging, right? And we've all been there. And I wanted to share some of my insights that potentially could help you when you are triggered by another human being. What does it mean when you get triggered? How do we handle that? What's the situation that goes on? Because we've all been through different situations, especially in romantic relationships, right? But with family, with friends, business, like everybody, when we're emotional creatures and things happen that trigger us. When I say trigger, it's like the emotional reaction comes up, the anger, the frustration, the rage. Like you might want to physically punch something, you might want to yell and scream and have all these situations happen where, well, we've all been there, and I've been there, and I have definitely failed miserably, and where I've had to learn, like there's certain ways that things that work and certain things that don't work, right? And so the thing that works the best, the solution that I would offer you is, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, is if you're loving yourself and if you're observant of yourself and if you're conscious of your own well-being, in the moment when something happens, like when somebody ghosts you, right? I've been ghosted numerous times. When somebody, tells you they just don't like you, they're not interested in you anymore. Or when they, when you get into a heated debate, you get into a heated discussion about money or something with a client or somebody that you care about, a loved one or something, right? The first thing that happens is all these emotions rush through you. It's like whoosh, and you're like, whatever your past, whatever your history is where we all go to. We all come from a certain place, how we were raised, our parents, everything, right? And the very first thing is what we want to do is we want to lash out. Some people do it with physical violence. I don't recommend that because you can go to jail. You can hurt yourself. You can really hurt the other person, right? There's consequences to those things. And the other thing is that you can scream and yell, right? And I have a loud voice, a loud personality and things like that, and I've been guilty of that. I've been trying to calm myself more and more and more as I'm stepping out into the world and as I'm dealing with people and I deal with clients and I deal with relationships and stuff as well. Is really, honestly, yelling and screaming doesn't really do much. It can get their attention sometimes, and sometimes that is in minor moments that's necessary, but most of the time it's not. And so how do you handle yourself when you get triggered? When something happens, when somebody says something that you don't want to hear, when relationship ends. And what I would say is the very first thing is to take a minute, take a moment, and to take a deep breath and to feel the feelings, right? Actually feel your feelings. Like somebody says something, hey, I want to break up with you, or hey, I'm not attracted to you anymore. Hey, our relationship's over. The very first place that I go is that I listen and hear and feel what they're saying. I take it in. I take a deep breath. I get calm. And I try and listen and just let it, affect me however it's going to affect me. Let my emotions just kind of come and go. And just be there. And the practice in just taking a deep breath and allowing them to say what they need to say and not taking on or reacting to the difficult thing that they're saying in the moment has really helped heal me and my communication skills. And it's one of those things that it just takes practice. This is not going to just happen overnight. But every single time you don't react and you don't just lash out with anger, or especially with physical violence, when you take a chill pill and you just can allow someone to say what they need to say because you're over here confident and calm and centered in your own being and realizing that, hey, you know what, you're okay, like you're good, and that your life does not depend on another human being, whether they're there or not, whether they come or go, whether you get the job or you don't, whether they pay you or they don't. Can you stay calm and centered in the moment and realize, hey, everything's okay. I'm gonna come from love and not fear, right? I'm gonna come from love and not fear. It's just a practice. It's something I have to practice every single day. Every moment there's stuff happening. There's life always coming at us. And so it's super, super important to just get centered and get calm. And when things that trigger us, that are especially past patterns and past things that have come from whether your childhood, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, your parents got divorced, trauma from like being a little kid. There can be so many different things that play into this. To bring real intentional consciousness to each moment, to make sure you're coming from love and not fear, and don't allow those triggers to like take you over in the moment, to not like take you and take you to fucking crazy town. So as we demonstrated, Fluffy and I, can you just breathe, get centered and get calm in the moment, and realize that you don't have to react and get triggered. And you can handle whatever's coming at you, even if it's challenging. So I would just say, stay centered, stay calm, come from love, not fear, and just see if you can shift your perspective about those things that trigger you. So I wanted to demonstrate, I wanted to show you what it looks like, how I handle myself when something is really triggering, when someone says something really triggering to me. I'm going to show you the process that I go through, my mental thoughts, my emotional feelings, all of it, right? So for example, I'm not satisfying you sexually. Really? Holy crap. Okay. Ouch. That really hurts. Wow, I'm not satisfying you sexually. Okay. Damn. I appreciate the truth, but man, that hurts. So first step is I take a breath, taking in what she's saying to me. I don't satisfy her sexually. Very first thing is it really hurts really bad. I want to react. I want to freak out, It's the first thing I want to feel. But I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to actually feel and hear her and process. Wow, it's experience that she's having. I'm not satisfying her sexually. My ego wants to go through the freaking roof. My pain body wants to scream and yell and go, fuck that noise. Fuck that shit. That's the first things that go through my head. This is all super fast, right? But then I go, okay, I care about this person. And so I'm willing to listen to them. I want to hear what she has to say. She's telling me that I'm not satisfying her sexually. That hurts my ego, ouch. My pain body gets triggered, definitely. But once I can not react to those things, then I'm like, okay, what do I do about that, right? I'm gonna take a breath. I may need to just sit for a minute and just process and just emotionally sit with that, because maybe I don't have the answer in the exact moment. Maybe I don't have something to say in this exact moment. Maybe I can just say, you know what? Thank you for being truthful. Like, I know that that's really hard to say. I know that's really challenging for you to tell me your truth, because it's scary, because you may feel like you're gonna push me away. I may go away, I may leave. It may be too hard, it may hurt me so bad that I leave, right? Because this is what a lot of us do. But you know what? Because I care about you, because I love you, I'm gonna actually sit with this for a minute acknowledge and say that that hurt me for a minute, but I also am willing to get over it and see that we have an issue here that's like affecting both of us. So I'm gonna take some time, I'm gonna take a deep breath, I'm gonna take a few minutes, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not gonna bail, I'm not gonna run, and I'm gonna, go off by myself and just take a few minutes to just process, which is what you just said to me. And when I'm done processing, when I feel and I have something valid and important and healthy to say, I'm going to come back and we are going to continue this discussion. And we are going to discuss these feelings, these things, these emotions that got triggered within myself and where you're coming from and how we could potentially heal, communicate more healthily, and see where the breakdown in our energy is happening between us and in our sex life, right? That's the steps to dealing with being triggered. And you can do this with any situation. I was just saying this one because this is a really difficult one. If you're a guy or a girl and if you're not being fulfilled sexually, it's very triggering to the other person, to be honest. So these are the steps. This is how you do it, and it's really helpful. So hopefully Fluffy and I here made a difference for you, showing you how to deal with when you get triggered. Quack, quack. Today, we're talking about being triggered. Ba-boom!
That's where you should confetti.
That's it. Where's the gun? My little duck. So sweet. So sweet. So sweet. Super duper fluffy delicious. Yes. It's fluffy delicious. Fluffy? Fluffy. Are you ghosted? Seriously? You're not even gonna reply to anything? Unbelievable.